you so much. So let's just breathe into that. So today my talk is called Push Past Your Comfort Zone. Anybody willing to do that? Great, good. You're in the right place then. So this morning, I'm going to invite each of us to look forward together beyond our comfort zone to that place that is yet to be known for us. First, what is the known in our lives? Can you see that? Kind of like a box, isn't it? See, I liken parts of our life to a merry-go-round. It's beautiful. A merry-go-round is beautiful. And some of the animals move up and down, and some are stable. Some never move, but the merry-go-round just keeps going around and around. Which will you choose to ride? The giraffe? The horse? The lion? Imagine that merry-go-round. I loved it. I rode lots of merry-go-rounds. I even rode one that was double. I love the colorful animals. I love the sounds. I love the music and the lights. However, the merry-go-round doesn't go anywhere. It just goes around and around and around. It's fun. However, it's the same around and around and around. Is that what your life feels like? Or are you willing to step off of the same old and go beyond your comfort zone? Because see, that's what we're going to do today, in my opinion. Are you willing to step into that unknown quality that is waiting for you to discover? Because see, I think today, especially, we are adventurers going into that territory that we have yet to find. To step into greater possibilities. Are you open to embracing fresh new ideas?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good. I'm hearing agreements. You've been riding that merry-go-round. You've enjoyed it. So let's get something new. It is my belief that we are each spiritual adventurers, desiring to be as fully expressed in this life that is possible. Oh, you know what? I forgot my patty book. Would you get it off of my desk? Thank you, Reverend Suzanne. What a blessing. So imagine yourself as that spiritual adventurer. You got your pith helmet on, you got your tool belt, you're ready to go into the adventure of life. And I think you remember Reverend Patty when she was here. She's Reverend Suzanne's my friend and our teacher too. And I loved what she wrote in her book, Spiritualize It, and it's yesterday's, and she's in the month of joy. If you could live anywhere in the world, she said, and if money was no object, where would you live? I guess the truth is, she says, I would live in my heart. Think of that. I would live in my heart. So it really doesn't matter where my body is if I am happy inside. Then I live in paradise, no matter where my residence is. If you can't find happiness inside of yourself, you'll never find it outside in the world, no matter where you move. Anybody move someplace and find the same problem that they left? Yeah, we've done that. Okay. Wherever you go, there you are. Not happy in a relationship, a job, something? Heal the heart. Find happiness there, and then you will have a clear picture of your next step. The adventure begins. finding that happiness and joy in our heart, and to learn to live from our heart is the beginning step today. And I believe every day. What if we decide today that everything that comes into our life as being here to wake us up? Let's repeat that. What if we decide today that everything that is taking place in our life is there to wake us up? Moving us out of our comfort zone. Saying, you are a spiritual adventurer, and it's time that you open to the adventure that you signed up for. Into new discoveries that shake us up and shake us out of our old beliefs, our old hurts, past issues that can and do hold us on that merry-go-round. Anybody relate? Mm-hmm. I'm in, are you?
Yeah.
Here's what I discovered in this past week during my morning sacred time. As I'm sitting there doing my reading and praying, I hear, who do you need to forgive? Everybody breathe. This surprised me. However, I have learned that when I hear Spirit talk, I listen. I was asked, who do I not give safe passage through my mind? Hear that? Who do you not give safe passage through your mind? That's all. As I began to make my list, the first name on my list I wrote was mine. Then other names followed. Does a list come to mind for you? See, because I don't always talk nicely to myself, do you? This is rich material, not to be shaming, but to be the spiritual adventurer that says, if I am holding something against myself or someone else, it is my privilege to discover it, to allow it to be healed. The idea is to free ourselves, to assist us, to push past that comfort zone, to go beyond where we've never gone before. See, my habit of labeling myself and others became quite evident as I started to write my list. Oh, bless my heart. Or bless my pants. Remember that one? Interesting, isn't it, that my talk title this week came to life for me, pushing past our comfort zone. You know, that happens often. Pushing past our comfort zone means it begins first with me. It isn't about anybody else. It's about ourselves. It's about being open and receptive and available to the powerful healing that desires to take place in our hearts. As I looked over my list of forgiveness, I felt the labeling of myself and others falling away. As I gave my history and my hurts and my wounds to God to heal. That's what the divine is here for. Not to point the finger at against us, but to say, give it to me as you let it go. I felt my heart lighten. The key is for each of us to go beyond the merry-go-round of fault-finding. And it was to give me permission to live in a new way. I give you permission today to live in a new way. Not from fear, but from the adventure. Write your list. Put yourself on the top and bless. Bless you. I begin with firmly stating, that is no longer my truth. Now, I'm going to say that again, and I want you to write that one down. It doesn't have to be your gold nugget, but this needs to go home with you. This is no longer my truth. Another old belief would pop up, and I would say to it, you are allowed to think that. However, this is no longer my truth. We're the only ones that can stop the merry-go-round of our thinking, of the repetition of what we've done in the past that we want to be beyond. We want to be able to say, that is not a comfortable place for me to live. I'm a spiritual adventurer, and I choose to go beyond that. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
And I tell that part, you are allowed to think that. However, this is no longer my truth. Over and over and over again, I repeated that statement as I was letting go to God. Okay, God, here's another one. I've been doing it all week, and there's a freedom in it that I wish for each and every one of us. In accepting my wholeness, I learned how to turn the pain of the past into the power of self-love, self-acceptance. We're human beings having a spiritual experience, and we desire to be more spiritual every day, but sometimes those human things just kind of, That's the merry-go-round. Enjoy the ride, but get off. You don't want to live on a merry-go-round. We cannot change the past. However, we can change the past effects. Hear that? We can change the past effects of our present moment. That is no longer the truth for me. We can change how it affects our day. This is no longer my truth. As the old story after old story appeared, yes, that happened. Yes, I did that. Yes, long time ago. It no longer is my truth today. This is no longer my truth. I love that statement. It freed me, and it frees us from that old gnawing thinking. In the beginning, it wasn't comfortable. However, as old beliefs and hurts fell away, I felt freer as I kept being lifted up in spirit. This is what I guarantee. No old beliefs or past events have power to determine who you are or who you were. You see, we don't do that anymore. We are beyond that. So it's time to let it go, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
We are each a child of the living, loving Spirit of life. And it's time we fully embrace that. We are blessed and a blessing. I love this African proverb that says, if there is no enemy within, there is no enemy outside that can harm you. Hear that? If there is no enemy within you, there is no enemy outside that can ever harm you. Not what someone says, not what someone does. Because you know you are blessed and a blessing. Gandhi, I love the story of Gandhi, who a protester spit on him. And he reached in his pocket and he got his handkerchief and he wiped the spit off his face. And he gave the handkerchief, he said, here, this is yours. That's what no enemy inside means. Our divine self lives within us, each and every one of us. It is our inner wisdom self, it is our divinity, it is our divine nature. And I found this piece in, I was telling Reverend Suzanne, every Saturday, it's really when I put my talks together. I work all week on it. I always write what my talk title is. And it sits there all week as I read my sacred books. And then Saturday I start to ask Spirit, what is it? What is it that I can use today that will lift my soul and lift the soul of my beloved community? And these books just keep lighting up for me. And Rick always goes for a bike ride in the morning so I can do my work. And he comes home and I'm sitting in my chair and around my floor are all these books. And I said, oh, I just was reading this book and it's Ernest Holmes' The Philosophy of Jesus. And I said, oh, my heart was so touched. And he says, you know, one of these days I'm going to come home from my ride and you're just going to be a puddle. There are going to be all these books. That's the most delightful thing for me on Saturdays. So this is what I got from it. And it's in the offering basket, a copy of this for you. And for you, those of you that are on Facebook Live, Naomi will put that on our midweek so you'll have it. Because this touched me and I hope that it touches all of you. And this is from Ernest Holmes. And if you're comfortable, just gently close your eyes. God is all that there is. God is right where I am. Divine intelligence is now directing me. I not only invite it, I believe it is here. There is nothing in me that can deny me the privilege of receiving this divine guidance. There is something in me that knows what to do under every circumstance, knows how to meet every situation, knows how to overcome every obstacle. I am in partnership with the infinite mind that creates everything and sustains everything. I am one with God. Take a breath. So let's just take that into prayer, knowing and accepting that there is only one life, one power, one all-loving, all-embracing presence, one with God. There is no separation, there is no otherness, there is only the spirit of life that lives and breathes within each and every one of us. And I stop in this moment and I breathe into that spirit that loves me, that cherishes me and adores me, that wants only my greatest good. And in that knowingness, I want only my greatest good. And from this place of truth and knowingness, I know the same for you too, that right where you are, that spirit of life desires your greatest good. Desires each and every one of us to fall deeper in love with who we are as an individual, divine, magnificent creation of the one life and the one power. This is what I know to be true. And I know that there is a powerful presence moving in and through each and every one of our physical bodies, touching every cell, every muscle, every fiber, every tissue, renewing, strengthening, refreshing, and healing. Whatever needs a little lift today is now lifted up in a greater way than ever before. This is what I know, because I have stated it to be so. And we recognize that once we say, yes, it is so, then Spirit goes to work. So I'm knowing and claiming that this day is blessed and is a blessing, and as we move through our day, we do so with a willingness to be open and receptive to that partnership with the divine. Greater today than ever before. And we recognize that there's a mystery and a miracle yet for each and every one of us to discover, because we are spiritual adventurers. And we're willing to fall in love with who we individually are and walk in partnership with the divine. So greater than what I can speak in words, I know is already taking place in my life and in your life. And so we claim it so. We commit to it. We are dedicated to our divine adventure. And I just release this, my powerful word, into the ever-living, loving law of God that always says yes, returning to and through each and every one of us, multiplied, magnified, spilling over. We are filled to overflowing. And if you're in agreement, please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen. Amen.